Hey, welcome back to my channel. Once again, I find myself at Ifema for another Arco Art Fair. Running from March 6th to March 10th, 2024, the event starts off with 2 exclusive days for professionals, followed by 3 days open to the general public. Excited to bring you the latest updates, I made sure to arrive bright and early on opening day. However, I'm facing a minor hiccup, having just returned from an extensive trip that took me from London to Lanzarote, then to Malaga, and to Valencia, and finally to Madrid. I'm quite worn out and have unfortunately lost my voice somewhere along my trip. As I'm gradually getting better, please bear with me and my temporarily terrible voice. I will try to do my best with what I have. This is the 43rd edition of Arco. This year, Arco is featuring 206 galleries from 36 countries, showcasing the work of over 1,300 artists. It's expected to attract around 100,000 visitors, maintaining its status as the largest art fair in Southern Europe. The spotlight this year is on the Caribbean, which isn't much of a surprise considering Arco's tradition of highlighting art from a specific region. Alongside the special Caribbean selection, they've kept the Latin American section as well, titled Never the Same. Well, it's the same title, but it's called Never the Same, which I remember from the pandemic. It seems to have become a fixture over the past few years. Since 2019, I've been creating videos about Arco. Each year I try to focus on a different subject, a different theme, to bring new dimensions of the art fair and the art market. This year, as we've been working on a series of content about how to physically display your art, we call it Show Your Art, so it seemed fitting to concentrate on this aspect. In this video, you will notice my camera's emphasis on how artworks are presented, from the setup of booths to the arrangement on the walls, all aimed at inspiring you to showcase your art in its best light. It's about seeing beyond just art on the wall. It's about the art of display, offering endless possibilities, something I believe every artist should explore. Some of you might prefer skipping the talk and diving straight into the art. Well, that's okay. There are plenty of channels catering to that niche. Here, our focus is on providing art business tips and insights for artists, but if you prefer, feel free to mute me and, excuse my terrible voice, muting me would be actually a good idea, and immerse yourself into the art. Every year, there is one artwork that captivates the public's attention most. This year, that standout piece is commonly known as Gay Love. It's titled Manue and created by the artist Rodrigo and presented by Jose de la Mano, the gallery. This monumental work made its debut at the second edition Arco in 1983. After 4 decades off the market, it resurfaced in this edition's Arco as a historic representation of gay visibility. It depicts a clothed man embracing a naked man, marking its very first publicly exhibited gay-themed work in Spain during its time. In previous years, attention-grabbing artworks included a sculpture of Picasso laying on a table last year and a half-filled glass of water priced at €12,000 a couple of years ago. Now it's Gay Love this year. Well, some may find it as symbolism compelling. Others may perceive it as a reheated leftover served as the main course. Perhaps there is a need for fresh ingredients and new recipes. After all, why not showcase something new? Well, this is just my first impression and my take on this. I'm not a professional art critic, so I won't go any deeper here. During my visit, I noticed several thoughtful and classic treatments that elevate the space, the booth, such as painting walls in different colors, laying carpets on the floor, adding wallpaper for visual contrast, and customizing wooden platforms to highlight sculptures. Those are commonly seen good practices that are very straightforward, so I don't think I need to really say anything about them. However, I observed two slightly more innovative approaches that are kind of not easy to spot. Firstly, several booths featured small secretive inner rooms, like the one at Freehold Gallery. Those rooms were not typical storage rooms, but rather substantial areas, almost the size of a small booth in other smaller art fairs. I inquired about this setup and learned that it's a strategic move. Galleries submit proposals with established artists, enabling them to get accepted, get approved by Arco. Then they build smaller rooms for emerging artists. It allows young talents to showcase at Arco without competing directly with old masters and maintaining the booth's curatorial integrity. It's almost like a clever hack. Secondly, I noticed a unique space between two galleries, Meyer Reger and Erhard Flores. This intentionally hidden space served as a connection between the two galleries. Upon inquiry, the staff explained that both galleries represent the artists Pepi Botrop, hence their decision to share the space in every aspect: fees, logistics, setup, and sales. This collaborative approach fosters teamwork and creates a unique visitor experience. I wonder why this practice isn't more commonly seen, because it's a really good idea. Before wrapping up, it's worth noting that this year's Arco has faced criticism, as is often the case, with two main points standing out. Firstly, there is a noticeable lack of innovation. After 43 years, things can start to feel repetitive. While consistency is reassuring, there is a shortage of new ideas, new media, and experimental endeavors. Despite being a trade show where sales are paramount, it is essential to nurture creativity and push boundaries. Secondly, accessibility has become a significant concern, with ticket prices soaring to €52 per person at the ticket office and €40 online. It's becoming increasingly inaccessible to those from a more modest background. This high costs alienates potential art lovers and collectors, hindering the growth of the art community. Many online commenters have voiced their discontent with this issue. By the way, I noticed a lot of security personnel rushing around, and I initially thought there might be a security issue. However, I later discovered the reason. The King of Spain was present at the fair. He was engaging with artists, conversing with gallerists, and interacting with the media. And it was quite unexpected to see him passing just in front of me, like a meter from me, and the experience was certainly memorable. However, after a long day of exploring Arco, like 7-8 hours, my exhaustion kicked in and my thoughts became just jumbled. I hope you found this video helpful, and despite my fatigue, I will strive to refine my review in the future in the article. Stay tuned for more content featuring other alternative parallel art fairs happening during the Arco Art Week. And before saying goodbye, I would like to give a big shout out to our lovely patrons. Thank you very much for your support. If you would like to know more about what we do, check out more information in the description below. Thank you very much for watching and see you in the next video.